Music diva Taylor Swift is returning in Kansas City for her Arrowhead game this weekend. Taylor flew in Kansas on a private plane on Wednesday afternoon, 3 days after she left town to spend time with Travis. While she was enjoying the romantic setting, her Rhode Island estate was undergoing extensive restorations and modifications. It was claimed by the Providence Journal last week that Taylor Swift had signed off on a $1.7 million repair contract for her property in Rhode Island. According to a construction permit that was acquired by the tabloid, Swift planned on adding a bedroom and baths to her property in Westerly. Renovation improvements on an existing kitchen were apparently also included in the permit. New images of the progress of the extravagant makeover have recently surfaced, courtesy of Paul Edward Parker of the Providence Journal. The collection of photographs gives a clearer peek of the four-night singer's lavish abode. According to the Providence Journal, the 12,657-square-foot Watch Hill mansion was assessed for $2.7 million in 2023. Another shot from Parker shows how the property's perimeter is cordoned off. A little notice warning against trespassers can also be seen in the picture. When the remodeling was originally publicized, admirers could not help but speculate on Swift's motive for her costly choice. More than a few followers on social media assumed that the 35-year-old singer-songwriter was installing a nursery. Others even believe that Swift and her boyfriend, Kansas City Chiefs player Travis Kelce, were planned to conduct their wedding on the estate. While there has been no comment from the pair on their future plans, a source told US Weekly in December that Swift does feel that Travis is the one. Moreover, although Swift and Kelce would apparently want to get engaged, the pair isn't pushing things for the time being. Swift is playing the part of a supportive girlfriend as Kelce attempts to help lead the Chiefs to a historic Super Bowl three-peat. Swift was at Arrowhead Stadium on Saturday for Kansas City's 23-14 triumph against the Houston Texans in the divisional round. She is also scheduled to be in attendance for Sunday's AFC Championship game against the Buffalo Bills. While Travis Kelce has detailed his amazing attitude on reaching the AFC Championship game every year with the Kansas City Chiefs, it's either that or he's a failure. The Chiefs are gearing up for their 7th straight conference championship game this weekend, with the Buffalo Bills standing in their way of a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl berth. Ahead of Sunday's vital appearance at Arrowhead, Kelce has opened up on the pressure he takes on himself to at least make the AFC showpiece every season, which astonished elder brother and Philadelphia Eagles icon Jason. I don't think people realize how ing crazy this is, Jason initially stated to him on the newest edition of their New Heights podcast. 7 consecutive times you have been one of the top 2 clubs in the AFC. Is it simply anticipated that you're going to go to the AFC Championship game? Travis said, I put it on myself every single year. It's either that or I'm a failure. That's a heck of a way to spend your life. Jason said, I don't care if I'm the MVP of the league, which I'll never be or which I've never been up for. Travis then added, but it doesn't matter what you do individually. It's about what your team does at the end of the day. Kelce and the Chiefs are attempting to become the first club in NFL history to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls this season. Yet, regardless of what plays out over the next 2.5 weeks, many feel the iconic tight end might tie up his cleats at the conclusion of the 2024 campaign after putting up the lowest regular season stats of his career and during his whirlwind courtship with pop sensation Taylor Swift. Fans and commentators have questioned how much desire Travis will have to play on next year. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes raised suspicions that his close buddy might actually walk away from football after their three-peat attempt is complete, telling Kansas City's 96.5 FM before Sunday's AFC final game that he had no clue about his future intentions. He hasn't said anything to me if he's thinking that, Mahomes added. I know he signed a 2-year deal before the season, and he appears like he still loves football, but he obviously has a nice life as well. Either way, I just cherish every single time I go on the field with that man, knowing he's a real legend, not just of the Chiefs, but of the NFL. If it's his final game, let's go out there and get him a victory. If it's not his final game, let's go out and win regardless. Amid reports he might be about to retire, Kelce delivered a brilliant effort to help Kansas City go past the Houston Texans in the divisional round of the playoffs with girlfriend Swift looking on from the bleachers. The 35-year-old made a joke of such comments after grabbing 7 receptions for 117 yards and a score in one of his most effective performances of 2024. After surpassing the 100-yard milestone versus Houston, he also established another all-time NFL record. The famous tight end has now accumulated 100 or more receiving yards in 9 playoff games over the course of his career, the most by any player in history. He was previously tied in the all-time rankings with former San Francisco 49ers receiver Jerry Rice on 8 games. Kelce already holds numerous NFL records, including the most consecutive and most overall seasons with 1,000 yards by a tight end 7. Most receiving yards by a tight end in a single season, 1,416. Most receptions by a tight end in their first 10 seasons, 814. And most receptions, 172, and receiving touchdowns, 22. In the playoffs. Back in December, he also became the fastest tight end in history to achieve 12,000 career receiving yards after doing it in 172 games, beating the previous mark set by Chiefs icon Tony Gonzalez, 210 games. Chiefs superstar Travis also revealed the app he wouldn't be able to exist without after the temporary suspension of TikTok drove America insane last week. The Chinese-owned social media network went offline for roughly 12 hours before Donald Trump's inauguration, leaving millions of users unable to access its information. While Jason claimed he didn't even know it occurred, not on TikTok, Travis stated he knew it happened, but didn't care to s******** about it. Continuing, he stated, "Shout out to anybody on TikTok who needs it to earn money and does a terrific job of advertising themselves and their company on there, but it didn't influence me one bit. I'm an Instagram and Twitter person. It is what it is. I got off Facebook a long time ago and never went back since they allowed all the elderly folks go on." In answer to a query from Jason, Travis disclosed, "I'm going to suggest YouTube or Spotify. That would mean I'm out of a job." While not exactly accurate, considering the mega money NFL deal Travis is still on with the Chiefs, the podcast's success has offered another large source of revenue for the Kelce brothers. New Heights is routinely rocketed to the top of the podcast rankings in part owing to Travis's friendship with pop sensation Taylor Swift. On the field, the Chiefs have once again made it to the AFC Championship game and play the Buffalo Bills this weekend for a berth in the Super Bowl. While who doesn't enjoy a cause to rejoice, whether it's a new job, engagement, pregnancy, or birthday, life's great occasions deserve a little fuss. And if there's one pair that knows how to party, it's Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. On January 18th, the Kansas City Chiefs star, 35, on the grass at Gaia Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, to take on the Houston Texans. KC won, by the way. But although Kelce's amazing receptions and game-changing score were surely highlight-worthy, it was his post-play celebration that truly got my attention. Kelce is sort of renowned for his distinctive dancing skills, and this game was no exception. After a great grab, he lifted his fists in delight, pumping up the audience. But the real show came after his score when he hit the Dougie to celebrate his moment in the end zone. And guess what? Swift was just as thrilled as he was. A shot from the game shows Swift in the suite, up and applauding following Kelce's score. She's all grins, visibly thrilled as the rest of the suite joins in on the celebration. Honestly, supportive girlfriend feelings at their finest. But the four-night singer isn't the only one offering the support in this relationship. Kelce recently spoke out about their connection during an interview with Stephen Smith, explaining how he's equally there for her. "I believe personally that's the pleasure of being in a really strong relationship. You receive the support to be able to come in and concentrate on your art. Focus on being the greatest version of you," Kelce added. "That's why I wanted to be at the concert, supporting her, being there for her, making sure she feels comfortable and supported with everything she's doing in life," he continued, citing Swift's landmark Eras tour.